We are back here for the grand finale of the MCU Rewatch Review series. It has all come down to this 23 movies, one power ranking. Here today from myself, and as always, the doc, Chris Mueller, at BR_Doctor on the, or BR_Doctor, correct? I'm thinking it's doc, but it's at
Yeah.
BR_Doctor, right, Chris?
Yes.
All right, awesome. We're already off to a strong start here. Welcome back, Chris. We're doing a power ranking here today of all the MCU movies that we've been watching now for, by the time this goes up on next Monday or Tuesday, which should be November 2nd or 3rd. This might actually go up on Election Day, just to ease everyone's mind off what's going on right now. But it's almost 6 months to the day since we started doing this podcast. We're ranking them all here today after doing all the phase recaps, every movie, in-depth breakdowns. It all comes down to this, Chris.
Yeah, it's, geez, has it really been that long since we started?
Yeah, no, it doesn't feel that way because I think you
We
and I
sort of jumped around and taken like a
yeah.
week or two off and then recorded a bunch all at once. It's been weird.
It's been weird, and now I've been putting these up. We've been recording them together, and we started we started out doing, I think, kind of weekly, doing once a week, and then we started doing a bunch at a time. We had some people like we've talked about this before, the Rob Schamberger episode of the Captain Marvel, which was great. We did that, I think, not even a month in advance, like 3 months in advance. I put that up. Last month I put it up in October. We recorded that in late July. There was that one day that we did like 3 or 4 episodes at once. That was like a 4-hour podcast. Boom, boom, boom. But, we got them all down. Is it safe to say by this point that you are Marveled out, or are you still itching for more Marvel content at this point?
I mean, I actually went and found a copy of Howard the Duck the other day and watched that. So
There we go. There we go. Perfect. Where did you find it?
Uh, not a regular website.
Okay, you're not talking about like a physical copy or anything like that.
No, there's a few websites I go to that I know aren't going to infect my computer too much and have most movies, and luckily I found that, but it's like not available on any of the streaming services that I have. I have Hulu, Prime, Netflix, Disney Plus, and possibly something else that I can't remember. WWE Network, of course.
Yeah, I think I literally have all the same streaming services.
Yeah, so it's like you can pay a couple bucks for it on Prime or YouTube, but that's about it.
I know. Yeah, well, that's about it, and it's crazy too because you say that I actually had to do that for Incredible Hulk when we first watched that and reviewed that 6 months ago. That's not on any platform. Obviously not Disney Plus because it's not a Disney Marvel movie. I think it's Universal. So, and it's not on any of the streaming services. It's not on like even Xfinity. Like I can get free movies through there sometimes. They don't even have it on there. So I had to dish out $3 for that. It's crazy. You dish out like $50 a month for all these services combined, and they don't even have some of the movies you're looking for. It's crazy. But other than that, though, I think when we bring back the Marvel version of this podcast, because I was contemplating, as I mentioned to you before, doing something maybe Mandalorian related at some point. I know the show comes back. It's probably actually back by the time this episode comes out. It comes back October 30th. We might be doing that at some point. But the very first episode of this show, whether it be under a different name or something along those lines, that is a Marvel-themed movie review, it's got to be Howard the Duck. I think we can both agree on that.
Well, yeah, it's actually the first cinematically released Marvel movie, as far as the United States is concerned, anyway. I guess some of the Captain America serials from before that were released theatrically internationally, but in the U.S., Howard the Duck was the first one.
I thought there were like Captain America movies and stuff like that came out in the 70s or 80s or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong.
They were all made for TV.
Oh, okay.
Like, they were all like made for TV serials, like the old 1940s Superman stuff from before the Christopher Reeves movies with that George Reeve in it. That was all like made for TV as well, but internationally they release those in theaters sometimes because they don't have channels that can afford to buy the rights to them domestically, so they just go in the theater like any other movie.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, and it's crazy that Howard the Duck would be the first movie of all movies to be released in a theater. Just because, I mean, I haven't even seen it. Obviously, you have multiple times, but it seems to me that it screams direct to DVD or direct to VHS or whatever, and it found its way in theaters. Did it do well financially at all? I know we're off track here, but did it do well in theaters during its run there?
No, I'm fairly certain it was a massive flop. I can actually find out pretty quickly, but it was definitely one of those movies that, like, normally back then it used to take at minimum a year and a half for movies to go from theater to being available to, like, rent at the store.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you the turnaround on that one was way faster because it probably did not spend a lot of time in theaters.
So Howard the Duck, and then what were the other movies that we had in mind that you wanted to talk about when we bring it back with the other reviews and stuff like that?
Well, like the X-Men stuff, the Spider-Man stuff, real Blade, anything that they've made, really. I mean, there wasn't a ton of Marvel stuff before the MCU. Like, if you go back and look at all the different Marvel adaptations, the MCU pretty much makes up the bulk of it now.
Well, I think when anyone thinks of Marvel, they think of Iron Man. They think of obviously all the movies that have come out in the last decade. So it's kind of synonymous with the MCU, but there's just so many more movies that are beyond, when the MCU started in 2008, all this stuff that you just mentioned. I have never seen Blade before, and I want to watch it before I know they make the remake, but that's not going to be a couple of years from now, right? They make the one with, I
mean, at the earliest, it'll be 2022, and that's if they don't shifting stuff, but yeah, it's, wow, I'm surprised you've never seen Blade.
No, I want to, and that Triple H is in it, isn't he, or no?
He's in the third one.
Okay. And the third,
yeah.
So is Mahershala Ali in this upcoming one, or he was the original actor in it?
No, that was Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes. Okay, I get the two confused. Okay, I know Mahershala Ali. I botched this name there. He's in the upcoming one. Wesley Snipes was in the original one. I always get the two mixed up in terms of who was in which movie.
And if I'm not mistaken, Blade may actually be planned as one of the Disney Plus series.
That's a show too coming out?
Well, it might not be a movie. It might be a show. I'm not sure.
Okay, maybe they shifted gears. I know. Now, we haven't talked about this year, and again, we might as well just talk about it now because this is going to be the last Marvel conversation we have here on the podcast for a while, probably. But did you hear about the Nick Fury series they're doing for Disney Plus coming soon?
Yeah.
So that should be cool. They're going to tie that in probably, I've heard, what was it with? Maybe Secret Wars, or that's not even confirmed. That's purely speculation, but that could be coming at some point. Obviously, all the news that's come out about Spider-Man. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of news for Marvel right now coming out, even though that we haven't had a movie in over a year, and Black Widow won't be out at this point until May, I think, of 2021. There's a lot of news coming out in regards to stuff that might be coming out in the coming future, which is pretty exciting to see.
Yeah, I mean, they have a pretty full slate as long as they can actually release some of this stuff. I mean, I know that WandaVision is going to happen because that's the Disney Plus thing, but I mean, at some point they're just going to have to make some tough decisions and decide whether or not they want to make some of these strictly for Disney Plus and scale back on the budget or what. Because, I mean, there are some Marvel movies that you don't need the $200 million budget to make a good movie.
Are there any of the titles they've announced so far that you think that could be the case for?
Well, like, so what they're trying to say is that these Marvel Plus series will be similar to the movies in terms of budget, like a 6-episode Falcon and Winter Soldier series, or 8, whatever it'll be, will basically cost the same as if they made a 2-hour movie, is what they're trying to say.
Okay.
But, like, Hawkeye doesn't need the same level of visual effects as WandaVision is going to need. So the Hawkeye show doesn't need to be super expensive. I know Black Widow, they're going for like some big set pieces and big fights and stuff, but had they gone straight spy thriller, like that could have been a relatively low budget production if they wanted it to be. It's possible for certain characters to have more grounded stuff. And I mean, the Netflix shows proved that, you know, special effects aren't what make these characters interesting. It's the characters themselves.
Exactly, and I know we've discussed those at length here before, and to kind of sum it all up as we close down with this final episode here, right before we get to the ranking. And again, we've discussed this many, many times, but coming off of the movies, now that we've rewatched all 23 movies in the MCU, for someone like me who hasn't seen, I don't think, any of the shows that I can think of, I don't think I've seen any of them. We've discussed a lot about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we've talked a lot about some of the other shows. Is there one show that you would recommend above the others that I watch first that's Marvel-related coming off the movies?
I mean, as far as what would be the best one, I would say Daredevil.
Okay, and that's a Netflix show, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that one, in my opinion, was the best of the four. And it definitely, like, the rumors of Charlie Cox potentially being brought back as that same character for either movies or, like, a Disney Plus series, that would make me very happy because he did such a good job as that character. Like, the Ben Affleck movie just completely made that character look stupid, and he's so much more interesting, and that show really dove deep, and it's a big departure from the movies in terms of, like, some of the violence is a little gruesome in that show.
Mm-hmm. And there's that one, there's Luke Cage, Jessica something? What's the other one?
Jessica Jones,
Okay,
and then Iron Fist.
Oh, Iron Fist, okay.
And then there's also The Punisher as well.
Is that a Marvel show?
Yeah, that was on Netflix as well. The Punisher was introduced in season 2 of Daredevil, and then got his own show because the actor Jon Bernthal did such a good job, and people really responded well to it.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say Jon Bernthal. Wasn't he the same guy that was from, he was in Baby Driver, and he's been in a bunch of other stuff. He was in Walking Dead, I think, at one point, too.
Yeah, he was in the first season and a half, or first 2 seasons of Walking Dead, something like that.
Yeah.
And he was also in that Ben Affleck movie, The Accountant.
I was just about to say, yes, he was. I saw that movie 4 years ago, and I actually, surprisingly, really liked it. I thought it was good.
It wasn't as bad as I would have expected it to be,
Yeah.
and Jon Bernthal did a good job, but, like, he's just, like, he was perfect for The Punisher, and he really did a good job in the season 2 of Daredevil, but they did an Avengers style team up show as well with
The Defenders,
Jessica
right?
Jones, Luke Cage. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it didn't have the Punisher in it, but it had the 4 original Netflix people.
Oh, okay. Well, I got to check those out first. I'll probably go to those shows. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I want to watch. The issue with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is just that there's so many episodes, and there's 6 seasons, right?
I mean, they just finished the 7th and final season.
Or the
so
7th season, yeah.
that'll be on Netflix soon.
Okay, yeah, just a massive undertaking. But at some point I will get to them, and at some point we will discuss them. But the movies come first.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is just going to take so long for you to get through if you try and watch all of it. It's insane.
Yeah, I'll probably save that one for last. But I know, moreover than anything else, first and foremost, we still have Howard the Duck to look forward to at some point to discuss here on the show. Probably with Rob. Was that the movie that we discussed with Rob? Having him discuss that?
That's the one he wanted to talk about.
I can't wait for that one. So those are the shows. Now we're breaking down all the movies that we've seen so far in the MCU, all 23 of them. Now, Chris, you have your completed list here. I don't know what it looks like. I had my list. I have no idea where it is. I'm trying to go off of memory here. I wrote down all the movies just in case. I think logic, it would stand to reason that we start from the bottom and we work our way to the top here. Just looking at all the movies and obviously looking at your own list, Chris. I mean, we've discussed this before and how every movie... I don't think there's one terrible movie in the MCU. Obviously, some are weaker than others. I guess you can call maybe 1 or 2 of them bad. I don't know if I would even go that far. I think every one of these movies is good. Some of them are just great. And I've said before, it kind of reminds me a lot of like the NXT takeovers, how I just haven't seen a bad installment yet. And some are stronger than others, and I feel like that exact analogy can be used for these Marvel movies. But working our way to the top here, from the absolute weakest, what would you say is just the most forgettable, weakest, worst, quote-unquote, of all the Marvel movies in the MCU, Chris, in your opinion?
I mean, I had to put Dark World at
It's
the
got to be
bottom.
Dark World, yeah.
Yeah, it's just... It completely changed the tone from the first movie and was just so depressing at times. And I mean, Tom Hiddleston did a good job. Everybody did a good job doing their parts. It just wasn't the right movie.
I mean, again, it's not terrible, but compared to the first one, which I don't even love the first one, but compared to the first one and everything else that was kind of coming out around that point in 2013, it's just not the greatest movie. Definitely not one I would suggest you go out of your way to watch. But the interesting thing about that movie is that it's actually, they go back to it in Endgame. So you don't have to watch the movie to understand what they do in Endgame. But it kind of enhances the experience if you know what happens. So I think it's kind of like almost an undeniable fact that one has got to come at number 23 here. I mean, it's just a pointless sequel, and it's actually the last time that we saw Jane Foster in the MCU to date until Love and Thunder comes out in the next couple of years. So that's number 23. We could definitely agree on that one. I think from here, we might split off a little bit. I'll start with the next one. I want to see where you kind of fall with number 22. Looking at the list of movies in front of me right now, again, it's really hard to say. I know we've discussed before what the weakest would have been. I want to say Captain Marvel, but I don't think it would be weak enough to be number 22. I'm just going to have to go with... actually, you know what? I do know what I would put at 22. I would probably put Incredible Hulk in that spot for second to weakest. Because, again, it's another movie I don't think you really need to see. It's not terrible, but it's just kind of there. It's a decent introduction story, a decent origin story, but it's not, anything must-see by any means. Did you put Hulk in that spot, Chris, or do you have something else there?
No, I had Captain Marvel there.
You do have Captain Marvel there, okay.
I don't even dislike it necessarily. Like you said, there's not a bad movie in the bunch. It's kind of a meh movie. Like it didn't service the character very well. The plot was kind of paint by numbers. It just didn't do it for me in the end. And it's the Superman problem of, like, you have a character that's way too overpowered, and you have to find ways to depower them, and after a while that just becomes uninteresting.
Definitely. I mean, I enjoyed the movie enough. I don't know if I would put it second to last. So what did you have at number 21 then?
I have Iron Man 3 there.
Wow. Okay.
It was a tough choice because Hulk is right after that.
Okay, so Hulk's at number 20 for you.
Yeah, I'd put Hulk and Iron Man 3 kind of at the same level, but if I had to choose between the two, I feel like at least the Hulk stands out as being, like, kind of different from a lot of the other MCU movies, and for that I have to give it a little bit of credit.
Damn, so you're saying that you thought Iron Man 2, and they're all good, but I think Iron Man 2 would have been weaker than 3.
I actually liked parts of Iron Man 2 better than 3. I know that Mickey Rourke wasn't the best villain, but Sam Rockwell is just so enjoyable that I had to at least give him a little bit of extra points just because his performance is good.
Okay. So I'm writing down both of our lists right now just so I can compare them when we kind of go through them all, and then we can maybe just kind of settle on an ultimate ranking. So far we have a 23. We can completely agree that Dark World is last. Like, that's not even debatable. So at 22, you have Captain Marvel. You have Captain Marvel 22. I have Hulk there. At 21, you have Iron Man 3 there. That surprises me. And I have Captain Marvel there. I think those are kind of similar. 20, you have Hulk. Man, I don't know if I would put... I can't put Iron Man 3 that low. I really like Iron Man 3. It's not in my top 10, but... Man, look at all the movies here. Shit. I'm going to put Iron Man 2 there for right now. I like Iron Man 3 a lot more than I do 2. Like you said, Sam Rockwell is the villain. Rewatching it a couple of months ago when we did the review for it reminded me that it was better than I remember it, but it wasn't good enough after I saw it 10 years ago that I really wanted to go out of my way to watch it again until recently. So I feel like that's got to be number 20 for me. So those are our bottom 4. And again, we'll settle on an ultimate ranking at the end here. We'll just kind of mix and match it right now. But what's your number 19, Chris?
Well, that would be Iron Man 2.
Okay, so Iron Man 2 isn't like 15 for you. It's relatively close.
Yeah.
Okay, so you would put Iron Man 2 there. I don't know if I would put Iron Man 3 that far down. At least so far, we kind of have the same movies in the bottom here. Man. I might have to put I'm honestly really surprised you didn't put this lower because I know you didn't love this movie unless I'm remembering wrong. I'm going to put at number 19 Doctor Strange. I want to know. You're going to tell me your list in a second, but I'm surprised you didn't put it lower than you did, just because I know you didn't love the movie when we did it a couple months ago. So is that your 18 or is it something else?
I have that at 16.
16? Holy shit! So what's your 18 then?
Ultron.
Ultron. Wow. Okay, that's a good one. The tough thing about Ultron, and we discussed this a lot, is that it's so. I don't know if underrated is the right term, but there's just so much that happens in that movie that sets up the next phase, and it's definitely the weakest of all the 4 Avengers films, so obviously we can agree on that one. Damn, so why'd you put Ultron at 18?
It's just very middle of the road. Like, of all the Avengers movies, it's the one I would rewatch last. Like, it's just... Like, I felt like it's one of those movies where there's certain characters, like Quicksilver, that were wasted and had more potential.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they should... I'm pretty sure Ultron's gone. And I don't think they should have killed him off completely at the end of that. He's a pretty dangerous recurring villain in the comics, so it would have been nice for him to stick around. But now that Iron Man's gone, Ultron's like very much an Iron Man villain. So, he's also an Ant-Man villain because in the comics, Hank Pym like co-designs him with Tony, not Bruce Banner.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I could see them bring it. We've discussed this before, but I think there's the chance they can bring it back because they have this very strict rule about like if they die, we see them die. For the most part. And if we don't see them die, there's always the open-ended question, did they survive? And it's been 5 years. It's been long enough now where it's like, okay, I think he's probably not coming back. Like the leader from the Hulk movie and whatever. But I don't know. They had that Easter egg in the first Spider-Man movie. If they're making all these shows, they're going to need... Obviously, I would think they would make new villains or just bring in, obviously, new villains from the comics, I mean. But I could see them bringing a villain or two back. Like they're bringing back Zemo for the... Winter Captain, what's the name of the show? Falcon and Winter Soldier, my bad. Show coming out on Disney Plus. So I could see them maybe bringing him back. We'll see. But, I thought he did a great job, though. I think he was the highlight of that film. So that's your 18. My 18, and again, we're already starting to branch off here because I'm naming movies that you haven't even put towards the bottom. And I like this movie, but I'm going to have to put Ant-Man here just because it's an enjoyable movie, but it doesn't really serve, other than just being an origin story, I don't think it's very meaningful in terms of how it affects the rest of the MCU. It's just more of a good family-friendly film. And again, I enjoy it a lot, and I can watch it with people that aren't familiar with the Marvel movies. But it's tough as we kind of work, and we're only at 18 here, but as we work our way up, obviously you run into the issue like shit. It's some movies, it's like really nitpicky. I like this movie. It's not just a matter of liking. I mean, it kind of have to be... It's got to be a balance between liking it and thinking, like, for example, Dark World could be my favorite movie of all time. Would I put that at number 1? Obviously not, because no one would ever do that. So you kind of have to mix it out. I don't know. I got to put that at 18, though, for me. So what's your 17, Chris?
Well, that's where I have Ant-Man 2.
Ant-Man 2? Okay, so you have Ant-Man 1 above Ant-Man... you have Ant-Man 1 above Ant-Man 2.
Yeah. Couple spots, yeah.
Do I put Ant-Man 2 there? I'm trying to think. I might have to agree with you on... Man. Now I just feel stupid for putting any Iron Man 3 anywhere above like 17. If Iron Man 3 was your 21, how is that like my 16? You know what I mean? Like I just feel like I gotta put that down somewhere here. Man, Ant-Man 2. Do I put Iron Man 3 there? Oh man, this is tough. I think I'd put Ultron a little higher than you did. Shit. Man, Ant-Man 2 you got there. I'm going to put... I'll put Ant-Man 3. Or, I'm sorry, not Ant-Man 3. Iron Man 3. I'll put Iron Man 3 there just because I feel like... I can't put it any higher than that because I feel dumb because you have it all the way down to 21. And I like the movie more than you do, but I don't know if I can justify putting any higher than that.
Well, I mean... We're supposed to have our own rankings, so...
No, I know. But it's just... Yeah, it's just... Oh, man, it's tough. I'm going to put that 17. I might end up changing. I'll maybe put that in italics. I might change that. Poop. So, before you give me your 16, because I don't want to go, obviously, completely off of yours. For 16, I'm going to have to go... Well, let's see here. Looking at all the movies, that one I would probably put Ultron in. Yeah, I'd probably put Ultron there. I'm trying to think because there's so many good ones. I would probably put Ultron above Iron Man 3. I think that's kind of set in stone. Oh man, this is tough. Not the Spider-Man movies are better than that. This is really difficult. You know, I'm gonna put Ultron. So Ultron's gonna be my number 16. What'd you put at 16, Chris? Or you put Doctor Strange, right?
Doctor Strange, yeah.
Okay, Doctor Strange. And then I had Doctor Strange at 19. So that's our 16, and yeah, so I had Ultron 16, you have Doctor Strange there. 15, top 15. What rounds out the top 15 for me? Man, there's so many good ones. Like, there's Iron Man. Like, it's even just difficult thinking now what would be...
Oh, yeah, man, the middle of the road was the hardest to decide, honestly, because it's like everything in the middle is all sort of the same level of quality, so this is where my list got hard.
This is difficult. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change up my ranking a little bit here. I completely forgot about the first Thor film. I know you're partial to that one. I can't say I'm the same way. I'm going to have to put it down low here. Let me see. I totally forgot about that one looking at the list right now. So I have Thor 2. We both have Thor 2 at last. Hulk. Captain Marvel, I would put below Thor. Iron Man 2, probably put that below Thor. So I'm going to put mine where I put Doctor Strange. So I'm going to move that up. Move it where, let's see, move that to 18. Doctor Strange. Iron Man 3 is going to be Ant-Man. And then that's going to be, Iron Man 3 is going to be at 16. And then at 15, I'm going to have Ultron. All right, so I move that on up. What's your 15, Chris? Your top-level mid-card movie here.
I had to put Spider-Man Far From Home here.
Okay. What was your reasoning for that one?
I mean, it's a good movie, but it's not one I can see myself rewatching a million times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's entertaining. It's not, I mean, it's a necessary sequel, but it's not like absolutely must-see. You know, we just got done talking about that one a couple weeks ago. So you got that at 15. Let me think. I'm tempted to put that down there as well, but I'm not sure if I want to put that low. I might have to. I was always going back and forth between the first Spider-Man movie and Far From Home, but I think I'm going to have to put that one close to it. Yeah, I think I'll probably have to put Far From Home there. I'm just trying to think right now. Or at 14 for me. My 14 would probably be Far From Home. Just looking at them all right now. So let's see. Ant-Man and the Wasp, I did not say yet. You did. Far From Home or Ant-Man and the Wasp? Nah, I'm going to put Far From Home there. Ant-Man and the Wasp, I thought was good. All right, so what's your 14, Chris?
That's Ant-Man 1.
Ant-Man 1 for you. All right.
Yeah.
Ant-Man 1 for you. 13 would probably be Ant-Man and the Wasp for me. I'm gonna put that at 13. That might change. I'm just because you ranked them and it's like, oh, I actually enjoyed this one more than that one, or I thought this one was better than I thought it was. So I'm gonna put it at number 13 for now. Unless there's something else I can put there instead. No, I think that's good. All right. So what's your 13, Chris?
The first Thor.
The first Thor, okay. We had to know that was coming up at some point.
Yeah.
Let's see, 13 for you. Damn, I put that at 19. Shit. I'm going to move that down at some point or move it up. All right, so we get to number 12. What's your 12, Chris? I'll start with you on this one.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Homecoming, okay. So you got Homecoming at 12. I'm going to put Guardians 2 at that spot. I love Guardians 1. I love the second one too, but I don't know if I would put it that close to my top 10. So I'm going to put that at number 12. What's your 11, Chris?
11 would actually be Guardians 2 for me.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I would put... do I put Homecoming top 10? Do I or do I not? Let me see. So you got Guardians 2. Guardians 2 at 11 for Chris. I might put Homecoming there. I feel like that should be a top 10 movie. Fuck, this is tough. Black Panther, more, yeah, I'm gonna have to. You know what? We're gonna have to. We'll be the. We have the same movies for 11 and 12, just switched. I'm gonna have to put Homecoming at 11. That might change though. Subject to change. All right, we get in the top 10 here, Chris. This is where it gets difficult. I'm gonna have to round out my top 10 with. Man. I'm going to start my top 10 with, we got Winter Soldier, we got the first Iron Man, Guardians, Civil War, Ragnarok, Black Panther. Let's see here. I'm going to put Black Panther at number 10 for me. And again, that might change. Just looking at them off the top of my head, that might change. All right, so what's your number 10, Chris? What's rounding out the top 10 for you?
The first Cap.
First Captain America, okay.
Yeah.
Shit, actually, you got a good point there. You know, I'm going to retrospectively change mine. I'm going to agree with you on that one. I'm going to put Captain America number 10. I'm going to put Black Panther at number 9. So what do you have at number 9, Chris?
9, I have Civil War.
Civil War, okay. I thought you said Winter Soldier for a second. All right, so you have Civil War there. I probably would put Civil War... Damn, Civil War and Black Panther. Yeah, I might have to change that at some point. I'm going to put Civil War at 8 for now. Subject to change. Looking at them all right here. All right, so I'm going to put Civil War at 8. What do you got today, Chris?
8 and 7 are a little tricky for me. I couldn't really find a way to decide Infinity War over Endgame or Endgame over Infinity War. So those two are kind of like floating between 7 and 8 for me.
Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So if you had to pick which one was better, you said Infinity War, I think, when we reviewed them, right? That you would say that one was better?
I probably would, but like you really have to sort of look at them as one story. But yeah. I felt like Infinity War at least had it made greater use of some of the characters, in my opinion.
Okay. No, that's understandable. So you got Infinity War. We'll put technically Infinity War at 7, Endgame at 8, even though they're kind of, you can kind of interchange them. They can kind of float between the two numbers, like you said. So if I put Civil War at 8, let's see. Oh man, I'll probably go. I already mentioned the 2 Spider-Man movies. I think. Got the Avengers. You got Winter Soldier. Damn, this is really where it gets difficult. I'm going to have to put at that one, maybe put the first Avengers. First Avengers for me is going to go at number 7. Again, I got to look at this when we're all done. All right, what about at 6, Chris? What do you got at number 6?
I put Ragnarok at 6.
Ragnarok 6. All right. That's definitely, for me, that's got to be a top 5er. So I'm going to hold off on that one. At 6 instead, what would I not put in my top 6 here, or my top 5? So I got Iron Man left. I've got, let's see, I already said the first Captain America. Iron Man. I have not said Guardians, Winter Soldier, Endgame, or Infinity War, or Guardians. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to put Iron Man at number 6. That's going to be my number 6. All right, what's your 5, Chris?
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier. All right. It's a good pick. I'm going to round that one out with Guardians for me. It's going to be, even though I love Guardians, I'm very biased here. But I'm going to have to put Guardians at 5. And then Winter Soldier for you is at 5. All right. What's your number 4, Chris?
I put Black Panther at 4.
Black Panther at 4. Right. I think my number 4 is going to be... Oh, man. I'm going to put Winter Soldier at 4. Winter Soldier for me is going to be 4. All right. What's your 3? Or actually, at this point, we kind of already know what it is. So what's your 3, 2, and 1, Chris?
For 3, I got Iron Man, the original.
Mm-hmm.
2 is Guardians. 1 is the first Avengers.
Very first Avengers. Okay. So for me, I'm going to do Ragnarok 3. Or Iron Man, Thor 3, Ragnarok at number 3. 2, I would put Infinity War. I can't go against Endgame at number 1. I can't. I'm gonna put Endgame at 1. That would be my top. Let's see, Ragnarok 3, Infinity War 2, Endgame 1. All right, so our current lists look like this, starting from the bottom. The only one, oh, actually, we agreed on 2 of them. So 23, we got Thor: The Dark World, Thor 2. 22, I have Hulk, you have Captain Marvel. 21, I have Captain Marvel, you have Iron Man. 20,
3. Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3, my bad. Iron Man 3 for you. 20, Iron Man 2 for me, Hulk for you. 19, Thor for me, Iron Man 2 for you. 18, Doctor Strange for me, Age of Ultron for you. 17, Ant-Man for me, Ant-Man 2 for you. 16, Iron Man and Doctor Strange for you, Ultron me, Far From Home you. 14, Far From Home me, Ant-Man you. 13, Ant-Man 2, then Thor. Guardians 2 at 12, Homecoming for you at 12. 11 is Homecoming for me, Guardians 2 for you. All right, we get to the top 10. We agree to Captain America. That's a top 10 movie right there. The first one is at 10. Then I would put Black Panther at 9. You would put Civil War. Civil War for you is at 8, or for me is at 8. Endgame is at 8 for you. 7 is Avengers. Infinity War is number 7 for you. 6 is my Iron Man. Yours is Ragnarok. 5, Guardians for me. Winter Soldier, you. 4, Winter Soldier, and then Black Panther. Ragnarok 3, Iron Man at 3 for you. Infinity War is at number 2 for me. Guardians at number 2 for you. And our number 1s, yours is the first Avengers. Mine is Endgame. So looking at the 2 lists here, we will try to carve out a list that looks similar to both of our lists. Kind of a hybrid here, just for the sake of seeing whether we could do this or not. So we already agreed that Thor 2 is absolutely number 23. That's not even a question. I love how we completely agree that's easily the worst one. So you have Hulk at 20. I have Hulk at 22. So should we put that one at 21 then to kind of make it even?
Average it out.
All right, yeah, average that one out. So let me see. So put that one at 21. Just to average that out. Let's see. 21 would be Hulk. All right. At 22. Let's see. I have Hulk at 22. Captain Marvel at 22?
That's where I have it.
Yeah, that's where you have it. And I have it at 21. But since we have Hulk at 21, we'll put Captain Marvel at 22. So that's fine. I can agree on that. I will not pass up an opportunity to poop at that at number 22, so that's fine. All right, so 20. Yeah, I have Iron Man 2. You have Hulk. We already put Hulk at 21, so can we keep Iron Man 2 at 20 because you have it at 19?
Well, I had Iron Man 3 at 21. Where did you have Iron Man 3?
Oh, right. Where did I put mine? God, where the fuck did I put it? Did I put it that high up? Where did I put Iron Man 3? Oh, I put it at 16. I wrote Iron Man, not Iron Man 3. All right. So you had it at which one again? 21.
Well, I had Iron Man 3 at 21. And you had it where?
I have it at 16. Shit.
Maybe what we should do is just, if we give each thing a point total. So, I have Thor: The Dark World at 23, and so do you, so that would be 46. And then we just go through and add up, the placement rankings for each of us, and then we sort of see where they stand from there, because a couple of them will probably be tied. But
yeah. All right. No, that makes sense. Okay. So, 23 and 23. All right. So, let's see. For each movie here. Okay. I'll make a completely new list. So, we got Thor 2 is 46 because they're both at 23. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm going to have to do math here on the show. That's not my strong suit, but we will try. We will try. All right, so you got Hulk at 22. Or I have Hulk at 22. You have Hulk at 20. So that's 42 right there. Hulk is going to be 42. I didn't even really think about that as an option. That is a very smart idea. That is much better. And doing the points.
Well, and then if we have 2 or 3 that end up being on the same exact number, we can sort of just finish the rankings for those ourselves.
Yeah, we just debate those. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So then, okay, Hulk, Captain Marvel, we have that at 21 and 22. So that's 43 for Captain Marvel. Let's see. All right. Iron Man 2, I have it at 20. You have it at 19. So that is 39. Let's see, Iron Man 2 is going to be 39. All right. Thor, I have it at 19. You have it at 13. So that would be what? 33?
32.
32, okay. Thor is 32. All right. 18, Doctor Strange for me. You got Doctor Strange at 16. So that comes out to 24. No, not 24. 34. That would not be good. That would not be good. Like, why is that? Why is Doctor Strange at number 5 in the rankings? Let's see. Okay, Doctor Strange. Ant-Man 1. I got that at 17. You have it at 14. So that's 31. Yes. Yeah, 31.
Yes.
I'm just I'm doing all the math. I could use a calculator, but it's just, I guess it's fun to do this way. All right, so Ant-Man. Okay, we did Ant-Man. Iron Man 3. I have it at 16. You have it at 21. So that is 37. All right. Oh, wait, I gotta specify Iron Man 3. Iron Man 2. Okay. There we go. Just making sure I got the right numbers here. All right, Iron Man 3. Ultron. I got it at 15. You have it at 18. So that is 33. 33.
Yes.
All right. A lot of 30s here. Let's see. Ultron. Far From Home. I have it 14. You had at... Where's your...
15.
15. Okay. And I just said I had it at 14. All right, so that's 29. Far From Home, 29. All right. Ant-Man 2, I had it 13. You had it 17. So that is 30, straight up. Wait, did I say Ant-Man 2? Yeah. Wait a second.
Yeah, I have 17 for Ant-Man 2.
Okay, yeah. That's 30. It's 17 and 13. All right. Guardians 2. I had a 12. You had an 11. All right, that's easy. So that is 23. Guardians 2 is going to be 23. All right. 11. I had Homecoming. You had Homecoming at 12. So there we go. Oh, yeah, those are the two that were switched off.
Yeah.
All right. Wait 1 second. I'm going to maybe make a switch here because I was just thinking about this. I might have to put... I'm going to put Homecoming at 11. I'm sorry, at 10. I like Spider-Man being in the top 10. And I'm going to put the first Captain America at 11. So I'll look at the point total in a second. I'm just making sure this is going to be my complete list. Everything up to this point is fine. Guardians... do I want to put Guardians 2 behind Captain America? Yeah, I do. All right, Black Panther 9, I said... Now I'm going to put Black Panther at 8. And Civil War at 9. Black Panther. Oops, 1 second. God damn. Alright, I'm going to put that at 8. And Civil War at 9. We both agreed on that one then if I switch those around. I put Avengers at 7. Iron Man. Guardians. I'm torn on Iron Man and Avengers. Shit. That's really tough. I'm gonna leave Avengers where it is. Okay, so where did we leave off here? Homecoming, I think we did. Did we? Let's see.
Yeah, I had it at 12 and you had it at 11, I think.
Yes.
Or you moved it to 10, though, right?
Oh, yeah, so we're both at 10 with that one. We're both at 10 for that, so that's 20.
Well, I know, I have it at 12.
You have it at 12. Wait, then
yeah.
What do you have at 10?
The first Captain America.
Oh, okay, there we go. I got it 11. All right. Let's see. So I did not do Captain America yet. Captain America, what is that? You had it at 10. I have it 11 now. So that's 21. Boom. Homecoming. I have it at 10 now. You had it at 12. So that is 22. Let's see. What else is left here? Did I say Guardians? Yeah, I did Guardians too. Captain America, Homecoming, Civil War, we both agreed was 9, right? You had that at 9?
Yes.
Okay, so that comes out to 18. Civil War is 18. All right, Black Panther, I had it 8. You had it 4. So that comes out to 12. Boom. All right. Avengers, 7. You had it at 1. Fuck. So that's 8. Damn. All right. Avengers at 8. 6. Iron Man for me. And then you had it at 3. So it comes out to 9. Iron Man is 9. Or is it? Yeah, it's 9. So then Guardians, I have it 5. You have it 2. So it's 7. So then Winter Soldier, you had at 5. I had at 4. So that's 9. Okay. And then Ragnarok, I had at 3. You had at 6. So that's 9 too.
Another 9.
No, man, we're going to have to debate these in a second. Ragnarok. Another 9. Fuck. I got 3 9s. 2, Infinity War. You had that at 7. So, no. Oh, God. Jesus, this is going to be interesting. And then Endgame, I had a 1. Oh, you had it at 8. No, God. Oh, my God.
Then the original Guardians of the Galaxy, I have at 2. Did you count that yet?
Yeah, I think I counted that. I had that at 5. So that's 7. Wow. Wait a second. All right. Okay, so let me just double check that I have all 23 movies written down here. I'm pretty sure I do. Yes, I do. All right, probably should have put this in the other order. All right, so dead last, we absolutely have at 46 points, Thor 2. We know that for a fact. At 42 points, we have Hulk. So that's going to be at number 22. All right, number 3. 1 second, let me just make this full list here. I have like 5 lists going on here. All right, Thor 2, we had 46 points. Hulk is going to be at number 22, unless I change something here. It's 42 points. 21, looking at the numbers here. 43 actually was worse, and that was Captain Marvel. So our list is going to have Captain Marvel at 22, and that's going to be 43 points. At number 20, what was number 20? All right, Thor 2 at 46 points, Hulk at 42 points, Captain Marvel at 43, Iron Man at 13.9. Yeah, nothing's worse than that, I think, above that. So Iron Man 2 is going to be our 20, 39 points. Our 19, looking at the numbers here, 37 points, Iron Man 3. Let's see, 37 points. All right, so then we get to number 18 now. What is 18? 37 points. So we got 34 points, Doctor Strange. I'll look at our list. I don't know where we listed these, so I don't know how far off it is from what we said.
No, me either.
I forgot about that. We at our 17, we have Did I say Doctor Strange? Yeah, 34 points. So then next up would be Ultron, 33 points. Ultron, 33. 16. What's below that? 33, 32. We got Thor at number 16. 32 points. I think I saw one that had 31 points. Yes, that would be the first Ant-Man. That has 31 points. All right, now we get into our top 14 here. What is below 31 points? Let's see. I already said Thor, Iron Man 2, blah, 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 blah. 31, 30. Ant-Man 2. So Ant-Man we have at 15, and then Ant-Man 2 is at 14 with 30 points. So we get to number 13 now. With 29 points, it's going to have to be Far From Home. Far From Home with 29. We get to number 12. Let's see. 20. What's next here? There's a big drop off. So we have Far From Home with 29 points. And then, like, the next one after that has 23 points. That's crazy. So that is going to be Guardians 2. Guardians 2 with 23 points. All right. Number 11. Let's see. 22 points is Homecoming. 22. I think I saw 121. Yep. First Captain America is going to round out the top 10. 21. Below that, we got, let's see, with 18 points, I think. Yeah, Civil War, 18. Number 8, let's see, I think we got 12, Black Panther, so Black Panther will be at 8. Let's see, and I think this is where we have the 9s. Let's see. And number 1 is going to be Guardians, actually, which is amazing. So Guardians is going to be number 1 with 7 points. That's the least points that we have. Right below that is going to be the first Avengers. That's going to be at number 2. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movies, I think, with number 9. So this is what we got to debate here. We got Iron Man, Winter Soldier, Ragnarok, Infinity War, and Endgame. That's what we got to squeeze in here. Damn. So I agree with Infinity War and Endgame being together. I would not put them at 6 and 7. I would bargain with you and put them at 5 and 6, though.
What do you think should go at 7 then?
Below that, so what did I say? We have Ragnarok, Winter Soldier. Where did you put Iron Man?
3.
How far would you go with Iron Man? Because I might say that.
I would say.
I mean, we can't split
so
them up
hard
too.
For me.
No, I don't want to. I mean, that's tough too. Because I don't know if I can go from 1 to 7 with Endgame. I would go to 5 and 6 maybe, but Iron Man would 3 to 7 be much of a jump?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm willing to accept that not everybody loves Iron Man as much as I do.
I love Iron Man.
The first one is just like, to me, it's one of the best just superhero movies in general, because as far as Marvel movies go, it's telling its own story, and that's it. It doesn't have to worry about servicing a huge giant plot like everything else that came after. But
yeah. I think if we're just ranking like movies that we enjoy, I'd probably put it higher. For an MCU ranking, that's why I think I probably put it lower. But that's the only reason. Now I know it obviously kicked off everything. So if you say number 1, if we aren't putting our list together, and you told me Iron Man was your 1, I wouldn't argue with that. But I'll have to put that at 7. So with 5 and 6, Endgame and Infinity War, I will agree. We can put those there. Assuming, where did you put Ragnarok and Winter Soldier for you?
Ragnarok was 6, Winter Soldier was 5.
Oof.
Where did you have them?
I had them at, let's see. You had them at 5 and 6, you said?
Yeah.
Winter Soldier,
Ragnarok,
I had at
6.
5. And Ragnarok, I had it. Wait, that's you. I was like, I had the same thing. I'm like, no, I know. That's your rankings I've run down here. So I have it at 3 for Ragnarok and Winter Soldier at 4. And you had it at 5 and 6. I would say 4.
So
they put it 4 and 5. Oh, man. Then you got to split up Infinity War and Endgame.
You like Ragnarok more than Winter Soldier, right?
Correct.
That's what you're saying. Okay.
And you have Winter Soldier above Ragnarok.
Yes.
Ah, shit.
But they're both so close to like top of the list. It's where it gets hard.
This is where it gets difficult. Oh, man. All right, so you have Ragnarok at what number?
6.
You have it at 6. I think I had it at 3. Yeah, I had it at 3. I would say do it at 5, but then Would you put Infinity War and Endgame at 3 and 4? Would you agree with that, or would you have to put them lower?
I would. I mean, personally, I think Winter Soldier and Ragnarok are higher than Infinity War and Endgame for me.
Okay. Oh, they were on your list anyway, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, this is tough. Because I had them at 1 and 2, then I got to put them at 5 and 6 here. I guess I'm gonna have to. Because you can't split them up. It's not like you. I mean, I guess you can, but like you said, they're kind of like a singular story.
I'll tell you what. You can put them where you want, since my number one movie ended up being like the number 2.
Avengers.
Yeah, and then my number 2 ended up being our number 1.
With Guardians?
So,
oh wait, is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, that is true. Oh shit! So you basically have the same list, just intertwined there at the top 2.
Yeah. So you go ahead and rank those 2 in whatever order you want.
Okay, I'll put mine then at 3 and 4. I'll put mine at 3. I'll put Endgame and Infinity War at 3 and 4. It's just a matter of. So where did you have Endgame, Chris?
8.
8 for Endgame. I can't put that at 3 if you had it at 8. I'm going to have to... I put Endgame first, but I'm going to have to switch them around. So I'm going to put Endgame at 4. I'm going to put Infinity War at 3. I could deal with that. So we have Guardians and we have Winter Soldier. I don't think this is much of a debate because they were already 5 and 6 for you, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
Well, I had Winter Soldier 5, Ragnarok 6.
And did I have Ragnarok first? I think I did. Yeah, I did. I had that at 3. Shit. This is tough. It's literally one or the other. It's either
what?
Ragnarok on top and then Winter Soldier below that, which would be mine, or it's yours. Like at this point, it's just either one or the other.
So wait, which you're looking at? Which spots?
5 and 6. That's it. Which is what you already have them at.
What does the top 4 look like?
Guardians is 1, Avengers is 2, Infinity War is 3, and Endgame is 4. And Iron Man is 7.
I feel like we need to give Winter Soldier the number 5 just because, I mean, that movie totally changed the Captain America character. And I know that Thor Ragnarok did that too, but like there's just something about the Winter Soldier. Like everything in that movie is done so freaking well.
I mean, there's a lot of people who will go on the record and say it's the best movie of the entire MCU. So I feel
the top 5 was super hard for me to begin with.
Yeah, the top 5 is difficult. I mean, I have heard multiple people say that Winter Soldier is number 1. So I even feel wrong putting it at 5. But like, if those are the top 5, I mean, I can't go against Infinity War and Endgame at 3 and 4. I know you had them lower. I'll put them higher. I had them at 1 and 2. I'll put them at 3 and 4. But you know what? You're right. I'll put Winter Soldier at 5. You're totally right. Ragnarok is at 6. They're definitely interchangeable. But
I mean, it's an arbitrary thing because we had them at the same amount of points. We had 5 movies at the same amount of points.
Exactly. So. That just goes to show how great those movies are. All right. That is all 23 movies. I will start with the bottom. This is our definitive... I say definitive, but it could absolutely be changed. But this is what we have for our rankings here. We got Thor 2, can go fuck itself at 23. No one cares. Dark World, who cares? Number dead last. 22, Captain America. Oh wait, did it first Captain America? No. Wait. Is that so?
No, 22 is Captain Marvel.
Oh jeez, why did I put Captain America? That is not accurate. Yeah, Captain Marvel. Okay, my bad. That would have been a completely different list. So Captain Marvel's at 22. The Incredible Hulk we have at number 21. Iron Man 2 is going to be at number 20. Iron Man 3 is going to be number 19, so kind of right next to each other, which is funny. 18, we have Doctor Strange. At number 17, we have Avengers Age of Ultron. Number 16, Thor, the first Thor. Kind of the same thing here with 15 and 16 as the same thing with Iron Man, because we have at 15 Ant-Man 1, 14 Ant-Man 2, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Number 13, we have Spider-Man Far From Home. Number 12, we have Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Volume 2. Number 11, we have Spider-Man Homecoming. So this is where we get into the top 10 here. This is what our top 10 looks like with our hybrid lists. Number 10, the very first Captain America, the First Avenger. Number 9, Captain America Civil War. So we have all 3 Captain America movies in the top 10, which is pretty incredible. Would you say that's the best trilogy of all of them? Actually, we have... I was going to say we have all the Avengers movies, but Ultron is at fucking 17. So would you say, Chris, before I go on, that Captain America is the best trilogy of any trilogy in the MCU?
Yeah, because all 3 movies are good to great. There isn't a weak one in the bunch. Even though some people might say Civil War is just Avengers 2.5, it really is a Cap, Bucky, and Tony story. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I would say that as far as just a 3-movie trilogy, because Ultron sort of taints the Avengers a little bit. Yeah, yeah. Cap is the best one for sure.
Yeah, I think it's got to be. And I think it's a movie, too, or the whole series. I know people who aren't, big MCU fans that watch the first one and then want to watch the second one because the first one was so good, and that ends up being even better than the first one. So, anyway, we have the first Captain America at number 10, Captain America Civil War at 9. Number 8, we have Black Panther. Number 7, we have the first Iron Man movie. Number 6, we have Thor Ragnarok. Number 5, we have Captain America Winter Soldier. Number 4, Avengers Endgame. Number 3, Avengers Infinity War. Number 2, the very first Avengers. And number 1, the greatest movie in the MCU, which neither of us had our number 1. Wait, did you? No, we didn't.
No, I had Avengers.
Neither of us did. I had it at 2. You had it at 2. I had it at 5. So then somehow it ended at number 1 because we just agreed it should be in the top 5. So,
but at some point, both of us have stated that Guardians of the Galaxy was our favorite.
That is true.
It alternates for me. Yeah. So I'm not surprised it ended up that high for both of us.
Yeah. No, it's just funny how I think it's just because the other ones we were so divisive on. One of us ranked one of them lower. So that's all why obviously it ended up the way that it did. But we are kind of in sync with Guardians being in that top conversation, which is why it did so well. But that's funny, though. We got Guardian. Neither one of us picked it at number 1, and it ends up number 1 in our definitive list, which is amazing. So that is it. Guardians of the Galaxy is the greatest Marvel movie in the MCU, apparently, between our 2 lists. So people should go check that out. Go check out all the other 23 movies as well, the entire MCU, all 3 phases. Spend a solid week rewatching all the movies before Black Panther comes out. Not Black Panther, Black Widow comes out in May of 2021, unless this pandemic pushes it back even further. But other than that, though, that's it. Chris, that's our list. That is our definitive MCU power ranking list of every movie in the MCU. How do you feel about that on the whole?
I mean, it's about what I expected. It seemed like we had the bottom halves and the top halves of our list pretty similar. We just had some different things in different places.
Yeah, pretty much. And listen, I've seen other lists where people will put okay, maybe not. I was going to say Captain Marvel at 10. I wouldn't go that far. But I've seen people say, Ultron could be top 10 or Black Panther's number 1. And you know what? Everyone is subjective. Everything is subjective. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. It's hard to argue too because a lot of these movies are great. Unless you give me a ranking where Thor: The Dark World is number 1, then otherwise, your opinion's trash in that case. But otherwise, anyone else is pretty spot on with the rankings of these movies because everything else is pretty interchangeable. So those are the best to weakest MCU movies. This has been great, Chris. This wraps up our MCU Rewatch Review series. If we do it again, it'll probably be a different playlist, different podcast name, just because I guess I could kind of continue the same playlist. I guess we'll see, because it is kind of a retrospective review of Howard the Duck and movies like that. So I guess I might just keep the playlist going when we eventually get to that point. It probably won't be for a little bit. I do want to... We'll see about the Mandalorian stuff. Do you plan on... obviously this is already up by the time that show, the second season started, but do you plan on watching that, Chris? I think we already discussed this.
Yeah, I literally watched the first episodes the minute they were available. I'll probably do that again.
Yeah, and they come out every Saturday now. It used to be every Friday. Or no, I'm sorry, it does come out Friday. I'm an idiot. Saturday is Halloween. It does come out Friday. I thought it came out Saturday. But yeah, so that's
But they
already
had a
passed.
weird release schedule for the first season. It was like they did the first 2 episodes and then a couple episodes week by week, and then the last few episodes were like just spaced a few days apart. It was really strange.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that was because the movie came out or like Christmas was around that point. The first one I know, like they wanted to put the first episode out with Disney Plus. Like I totally get that, but like yeah, it was spaced out a little weird. But for the most part, they came out on Fridays, so I like to look forward to these episodes being uploaded when they are. So hopefully they can kind of keep it consistent this time. And I think if there's 8 to 10 episodes, I think it's 8. Then it's going to wrap up around Christmas, and they might start a new show like, WandaVision or something after that, which would be sick. And that'll give us something else to talk about here on the show as well. But, Chris, I think we did 23 movies, 3 phase recaps, and this would be it. So, episode 27, we did 27 weeks worth of audio. Are you exhausted, Chris? How you feeling coming off all the MCU rewatching here?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been able to watch quite a few of them, so it was nice to be able to revisit everything.
Yeah, most definitely. I haven't seen a lot of these movies in a long time, so appreciate you taking the time, Chris, to spend your time watching these movies and rewatching them with me and reviewing all these movies with me. It was definitely an undertaking when I asked you 6 months ago, do you want to start up a podcast reviewing all the Marvel movies? And we ended up, it's not just like, hey, like, what, I'll ask you, like, oh, do you want to come on the show sometime? Do you want to do this or that or whatever? Like, you'll ask me for example, the pay-per-view predictions. It takes me 20 minutes to do when you send those out every week. I've asked you to do these reviews with me every week now for 27 weeks, and they're almost an hour long every fucking time. So I appreciate that, man.
There's been plenty that have been more than an hour, but it's,
exactly.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's always a fun time, especially when you talk about stuff like Marvel. The time just flies by, so this one's been no exception. I think we're over an hour with this one, too. So it's only fitting that we close out on the hour mark.
Yeah, we got a pay-per-view in 35 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. It never ends. If it's not Marvel, it's wrestling. I got to find something else. I got to start watching the Star Wars stuff again and get out of the wrestling and the Marvel binge. I know we just had Bound for Glory last night, so it's a busy weekend. I don't think there's anything. I was gonna say there's nothing next weekend, but there's Halloween, so I gotta start watching more Halloween movies. You, Chris, you just got finished watching Back to the Future.
Halloween. Yeah, isn't Halloween Havoc coming up?
Halloween Havoc's on Wednesday. God damn it. I completely forgot about that. And I'm looking forward to it, too. All these things, at least they're good things. They're not bad things. There's just a lot to watch. And then Dynamite's still got Full Gear coming up in 2 weeks. Jesus Christ, there's so much to pay attention to. But you just got finished watching Back to the Future, and you tweeted today, what was it? Not Battleship. What was the other one?
Oh,
War Games, right?
Games.
Battles. I don't know why. I'm thinking of like games here. I'm thinking. I was thinking NXT. Yeah. War Games. War Games. How were those movies?
Yeah, War Games with Matthew Broderick and Ali Sheedy.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever see that one?
I have not seen them. No, I know what they are. I've never seen them though.
Well, there was only one with the two of them,
mm-hmm.
and then there was like 20 years later they made a straight to DVD sequel, but neither of them were in it. I don't think. But yeah, it's just like one movie, but it was one of the first movies I think that Matthew Broderick like really got like famous for.
Now I'm completely blanking here. Matthew Broderick from? Are we talking? Wait a second. Matthew Broderick. Where is he from? I mean, he's from a bunch of stuff. But...
You might know him from like.
Oh, I never
think you would have played Inspector Gadget when you were a kid, right?
Yeah, no, I'm mixing him up with. I mean, I knew who Matthew Broderick is. I knew the name, but for some reason, I was gonna say him. Obviously, Inspector Gadget. I mean, I know him from Ferris Bueller's Day Off too, obviously, but.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, there's some people my age who have not, like Alexis has never seen the movie. And I'm like, dude, how have you not seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off? But that's a different conversation for a different day. I was mixing him up with the guy from Friends, Chandler or something. That's not Matthew Broderick. Isn't it Matthew something?
Matthew Perry.
Matthew Perry, yeah. Different Matthew. But, yeah, no. Love Matthew Broderick. He's in War Games, though, you're saying?
Yeah, he's in War Games, and so is Ali Sheedy, who... Have you ever seen The Breakfast Club?
I have seen parts of it. I haven't seen the full movie. The funny thing is I interviewed actually Judd Nelson a couple years ago, but I haven't seen the full movie, so... But I know what The Breakfast Club is, though.
She was like the goth kind of girl who they sort of give a makeover to at one point.
Okay, yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that actress.
Oh,
And
okay.
War Games, it's a ridiculous movie. He's like a high school student who somehow hacks into the government computer that controls all the nuclear missiles, but he thought he was hacking into a server for like a game company.
That's ridiculous.
So like he accidentally kicks off like this war game with this artificially intelligent computer, and it's a crazy movie that really could have only been made in the 80s, just like Back to the Future.
Yeah, exactly. We don't even know the relationship between Doc and Marty. That's still going to bother me 30 years later. What the heck?
I mean, obviously they're friends, but just one sentence about how they met.
Exactly. Would have
'Cause,
been
like,
nice.
The principal even warns him. So it's like, is Doc Brown known for just befriending high school kids randomly?
Yeah.
Like,
I
what's
want to know his
going
backstory. Yeah.
Like, all we know about him is that he like wasted his family's fortune
Mhm.
developing a time machine. That's like the most backstory they give you on his character.
I mean, we could come to find out in the second movie, that in the newspaper clipping before they have the timeline changed, it says doctor or whoever committed, and he's thrown in jail. And obviously they're led to believe, okay, he's doing crazy experiments, Biff doesn't like him. But what if he was doing something else that we have no idea about? Like, we have no idea. They don't explain why he went to jail. Would Biff just randomly throw him in prison? I mean, I guess, but I mean, hey, talking to high schoolers this day and age, probably not in his best interest. I guess there's a lot more you can get away with in the 90s compared to present day. So, at any rate,
John Mulaney has a great stand-up bit about how ridiculous Back to the Future is, just as a concept.
It is. It's a ridiculous concept. Yet I love the movies all the same. So maybe at some point,
they're great.
No, they're amazing. They're classics. They never get old either, and I hope they never remake them, which I don't think they will. I know.
That would be tragic.
It would be tragic. They can remake all this other shit that they want, but never Back to the Future, please, or a sequel or anything. I just don't think that's gonna work. So hopefully we never get to that point.
They got lucky with Bill and Ted.
Was that a good movie?
The new Bill and Ted, I actually really enjoyed.
Okay.
Yes, and it got great reviews, and I think most people enjoyed it as much as the originals, because it actually was the original writers who came back to do it, and it just made such good use of those original characters while adding their daughters to the mix without making the daughters unlike, like, a lot of times when they'll do sequels like that and they introduce the kids of the main characters, the kids aren't really that likable, but like the daughters were the best part of the movie in my opinion.
Yeah. No, definitely. Now we got to talk about, all these other movies for a separate podcast at some point, specifically Back to the Future. I think after we're done with the Marvel stuff, we got to get to just other 80s movies worth rewatching, because I'm a big 80s movie fan, so I don't know what we would call that one, but hopefully at some point. Maybe War Games will be on the list, because I've never seen War Games.
War Games is definitely worth watching at least once. That's on Netflix.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes it easy for me to watch then, so I'm going to have to check that one out. But we go from MCU Rewatch movies, we go to Back to the Future, to War Games here. We're all over the place with this podcast. Chris, this has been amazing the last, not just today, of course, but the last 6 months. Always a blast. People can find you on the Twitter machine at BR_Doctor and myself at WrestleRant. We will definitely be back soon. If not with that stuff that we discussed, but maybe a Mandalorian thing or something.
We'll be back with at least a Howard the Duck episode.
A one-off Howard the Duck episode. We'll definitely do more. It's just a matter of...
That movie deserves to be talked about as much as possible.
You might have to share that link with me to find the movie, because I definitely won't be able to find it myself. But I'll have to watch that soon. That's my homework for the next time that we speak. But we'll definitely do one soon. Definitely before the year is out, and it's quickly coming to a close. But soon enough, we will. You already have, but I will watch Howard the Duck, and we will review it here on the show with Rob, which would be a ton of fun. Any closing remarks, Chris, as we ride off into the sunset here?
No, just that I look forward to hearing what you think of Howard the Duck.
I look forward to finding out what I think about Howard the Duck, because currently I have no opinion of it. I mean, I love the character in the MCU just because it's so ridiculous, but man, is it so bad it's good, like in a Room type of way, or you don't like the Room, so maybe that's not a good comparison?
Well, it's a movie that was designed to be a comedy.
Okay.
And what the movie thinks is funny is not funny, but everything else about the movie is hilarious because of how stupid it is. So
Yeah.
it's one of those movies that you have to see to believe. Like, it's another one of those this could only be made in the 80s type movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounds like it. I'll give you my opinion on it. I'll wait until we do an official review in order to get my full thoughts on the film. But I am anxiously anticipating the watching it nonetheless, hopefully soon. Chris, this has been great, brother. Thanks so much again for taking the time to do the show over the last 6 months, and looking forward to the next one.
For sure, man.